And also with Battlestar of like number 6 and Baltar in the miniseries. And it wasn't his take on how science fiction can sometimes fetishize. Is that a word?
Yeah.
It's close to a word.
Wanted to make it. That's a word. Yeah.
We'll take it.
Make it more real. And so even in Battlestar, he did, even though it was with a robot, but it was Baltar didn't know he was a robot. She was a robot. But made it more real.
That brings up a really interesting thing, actually, because I think a lot of times in science fiction, and we see this all the time with the wardrobe of women in science fiction. I mean, look at Lily's outfit in The Fifth Element. Like, look at the characters in Blade Runner, like skin tight, latex, breasts barely covered, very sexualized, but also there's no sex.
Also how they're drawn, like in science fiction, like in cartoons and graphic novels and things, they're Jessica Rabbits basically in space. And it's so over the top. I remember with Battlestar when we had to approve certain merchandise and stuff. After a while, it got out of my control, right? Or out of our control, and it just stuff was done. But in the beginning, we had some say over what, and like the molding of the dolls, and the molding of the doll, it was like, I think I had grown 8 sizes on top, and I had a waist the size of like, a Ginny, your daughter, and then hips like this. And I was just like, but that's not number 6. I mean, number 6 was a sexualized character.
Yeah.
It still looked like a human being. No, you're not going to make my model, whatever, my whatever things are called. Yeah. You're not going to make that look like Jessica Rabbit.
I have never had you did fight hard. I lost my battle because I thought Starbuck I thought that they took a male action figure and just put like my head on it. There was nothing feminine about her. It was really disgusting, actually. I was quite disappointed. But I think that I have never been, I'm not going to say never. I don't find myself often offended by the way that women are portrayed in science fiction. I don't have a problem with, wardrobes being sexualized. I really don't. I maybe it's because I'm so used to it in the space that I actually look at the wardrobe and go, damn, that's hot, or that's great, or whatever. Like, it never made me go like, oh, they're objectifying her. Like, I've never done that. Or I don't often do that. But the one thing that I love about Ron Moore is that he always gives his women power. Always.
You think that comes from starting on Star Trek? Because I mean, Star Trek, they are very good about, everybody wears the same uniform. I mean, except in the original series, they had the short mini skirts. But in Ron's version of Star Trek, everybody was wearing that same uniform. There wasn't a lot of like sexualization in that thing. And it was, while it did have sex in it, it was not very prominent in the series.
Boobs were like so exposed.
Sure.
Like,
that's
she
true.
was in,
that's
like,
true.
I mean, think about it. She always had it unzipped a little bit further than everybody, and her boobies pushed all the way up, and she was hotter than shit. And like, I never gave 2 shits. I was like, damn, she looks good. Like, and I never questioned it. I was like, oh, maybe she's hot.
In later seasons, she started wearing a regular uniform, but that was because she wanted to stop being sexualized. And they were like, all right, fine. You can wear that. So she started covering up more.
Awesome. Good for her. Yeah. I had no problem on Longmire. They were like, we should, what do you feel about this outfit? It doesn't really, it never occurred to me that like female police officers don't dress this way. Cause I was in my mind going like, it's make believe. Like, I think I look really cute.
Well, at the end of the day, TV is make believe, right? So you have shows that are much more super realistic, and then shows that take a little bit of, but every show takes some artistic liberty.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. 100%. I mean, it's sort of one of those funny things. I think that, I see so much of the time that, especially with Longmire, about her wardrobe, that like a female deputy would never dress that way. And I'm like, yeah, good thing it's a fucking TV show. Good thing it's not real. God forbid.
when I did Killer Women, which nobody's probably have watched, but the same thing. I was playing a Texas Ranger, and my tech advisor was the first female Texas Ranger, one of two, and they dressed me as she suggested, like exactly what you would wear, and the network went, no. And then they sent images from like a Ralph Lauren runway show. They're like, no, we want like this. And it was like James Purse, like button downs with, 7 for All Mankind jeans and stuff. And I'm like, and that's how this Texas Ranger is going to dress.
I mean, you want people to watch.
They really overestimate how much Texas Rangers get paid. Just wearing designer outfits all the time.
Exactly.